We have two parking tools. We can use them in conjunction, or oftentimes we're going to use them individually as we create, or then we're working through to inquiry or list and figure out how many parking spaces we have. So the create parking spaces uses the different settings, and it's looking for a line or a polyline, something that's going to be used as the spine. It's the edge of the parking stall, the edge of the parking space. But it may be where two parking spaces are attached or adjoining each other. So we're going to select this polyline, but before we do, let's walk through the settings. You have three different settings: the width of the parking space, and these are built in by default into the software. So you have a 9-foot width, 18-foot length, or you can even specify the angle, so 90 degrees from the edge of what we're selecting. And all of those settings are the same as when we count the parking spaces, so we'll set the width and the angle there. And then again, select parking spine, so we'll just select here. Notice it's kind of connected, so we just kind of pull in the direction we want those parking spaces to be aligned, and it's smart enough to work around these curves, whether it's interior or tighter here. So this is where we have our 9-foot wide space is the tight edge here, and not measuring along the spine. Or we could pull in the other direction, or maybe we want parking spaces on both sides of this spine, the edge that we're selecting. So I'm going to select this one, and notice the option right, left, or both sides. Now, right or left, it's going to be reading the direction that the line or polyline is drawn in. So of course, if it's drawn from this point over to this point, then left would be up here, right would be here. But we're going to do both sides, and there it lays out the parking spaces for us. Very nice and clean. Now what we'll go ahead and do is we're just going to go ahead and trim our spine back to the last parking space. It was a little longer than all the spaces added, and then we can count our parking spaces. So I choose to count. Again, we have those settings, so I can just press enter or select it from the options. And it wants to know, again, the width, the angle, and the like, so as to do the measurement. Now, for the counting, we can't do curved spines yet, but we're just going to choose a start point and an end point, and it counts the spaces on one side of that edge. So total spaces on one side are 31 parking spaces. And now what it's doing is simple math, right? It's measuring the total length and dividing, but it's doing more than that, especially when you have angled parking. It's able to figure out the actual width using the variable of the angled parking here. So it's a little bit more smarts. The 90-degree parking may not show it as much, but great quick way to measure or count how many parking spaces you have, and even create your parking spaces and laying them out.